Thank you so much to our junior choir, as well as Mr. James and Miss Shelley. That was really nice. You can please be seated. Once again, thank you all for being here on this special day. As you can see in your programs, we're going to hear a few words from teachers, then we'll be presenting certificates and awards, and then we'll follow that by some speeches by our graduating students. And finally, we'll be hearing from our valedictorian. I'll be starting off speaking, and I would like to begin by giving you all permission at any time to zone out and watch the slideshow that I've created, just in case you get tired of listening to me. I thought this was such a fun and charismatic group that I'd show some pictures that we've taken over the last couple of years. I've been lucky to have most of these students since they entered into intermediate school. Intermediate is my favorite age group to teach because it's when students transition out of childhood and into becoming a young adult. It's when most of them get their first real taste of responsibility and the independence that comes with it. It's been a goal of mine over the last 2 years to get these students into the habit of welcoming responsibility into their lives instead of shying away from it. There have been many times when I've seen these students take the initiative to seek out responsibility on their own. For example, we do Genius Hour projects, where students basically have an hour a week to follow their own passions and then teach the class about what they've learned. There are so many amazing projects, but the one that really stood out to me were the ones that involved the community. Roads, for example, started an environmental awareness group last year called Anguilla Activists. He brought people together in his community to do things like collect garbage before there was #TrashDay. He set up local car washes to fundraise. He worked on local garden projects to grow their own food, along with other conservation projects to raise awareness. He even went so far as to volunteer at a wildlife sanctuary in Guatemala. All this was just so inspiring to me, and I think we need more people like this to inspire us to take care of the nature around us in the future. Another example, a little closer to home, closer to St. Martin, was Nina and Millie, who volunteered at the local orphanage. You raised awareness around CIA, as well as raised funds, and you ran a toy drive. I still remember that day when you drove away in a truck, headed to the orphanage with the back packed full of toys. It was overflowing. It was such a great thing to see. But most of all, it was just that you chose to spend your time with those kids. When you showed us the pictures, I could really tell how big of an impact you made on them and how much of a positive impact you had in their lives. Another example, and you might see a few pictures on the slideshow of it, was with Yael and Anthony, and Manon, if you're here. These kids volunteered to help clean up the school after Irma. They would come in every day, and the four of us together would help clear debris around the school. I think most of us remember how tough that time was, but you three showing up every day and us working together to make things a little bit better became something I would really look forward to. I'm grateful to have had your company then. We kept each other's spirits up until we got through it, and I'll never forget that. I hope you all remember your experiences over the last couple of years, like the ones I've mentioned. As you continue on, I think you'll find that working side by side with others and giving back to the community will bring you more joy and satisfaction than anything else. I could go on and on about the amazing things these students have done, but I'd like to finish by giving a couple pieces of advice that have served me well throughout my life. And I'm going to get right into it. The first one's a bit of a heavy one. Don't live a life in pursuit of happiness. Happiness is temporary. It's fleeting. It won't get you through the struggles that you're surely going to face. Instead, live a life in pursuit of meaning. To do what is meaningful, you're going to have to take on the hard challenges that come your way. You'll have to make sacrifices. You won't always get your way. You'll have to work harder than others, and sometimes it will seem unfair. But by choosing to take on the hard challenges, you will separate yourself from those who choose the easy road. Ask not for lighter burdens, but for broader shoulders on which to carry them. This is how you build character and grow as a person. It reminds me of a quote that has been pushing me to live abroad for the last 10 years and has allowed me to have so many fascinating people like yourselves enter my life. It takes a lot of courage to release the familiar and seemingly secure to embrace the new. But there's no real security in what is no longer meaningful. There's more security in the adventurous and exciting. For in movement there is life, and in change there is power. And here's the best part. If you do pursue what is meaningful, happiness will find its way into your life anyway. The last bit of advice is not new to any of you. I've been literally drilling it into you for years. Every time we visit another class, step out the front gate, go on a field trip, I always have you tell me what our number one priority is. And say it with me together now. What are we going to do? Represent CIA. Represent grade 8. Love it or hate it, it's the reality. You'll always be representing someone or something wherever you go. Whether it be your class, your team, your friends, your school, your island, your country, or probably most important, your family. I mean, looking at this crowd right now, that's why we're all here. Your family is out there. That's who you're representing right now. And I don't want you to confuse this with the idea that you should always do what other people expect you to do. What I mean is, you should live your life the way that you choose to live it, but do it in a way that you can always hold your head up high and be proud to represent those people who are important to you. I can honestly say that I'm proud to have each and every one of you represent me as your teacher here today. Thank you.